I'm Lisa Bailey.
And I'm Patrick Bailey with iqless.com. Today is February 8th, 2017, and this is episode 6. Now, number 1, what are we studying? So for me, since I'm teaching now a little bit of about a half-hour class every day, today we learned binary code. So I had to actually make a worksheet. Never made a worksheet. And so it went pretty well, I thought. It'd be my first time. That's what I'm studying in my class. So what else are we studying?
Nothing really new. We're just kind of staying consistent with the schedule of what they're learning. And
okay, what have we bought? So here's our list. We've done a lot of interesting stuff this last month and a half. So you guys did a trip to the aquarium. But it was a class trip, so you guys paid for a few classes you went there. So you got to go there for about the same price you'd pay to go there, right? Pretty much.
So
the net classes.
Yeah, through some of my friends on Facebook who are homeschool moms, I found out that our aquarium here has a homeschool day, like 4 times a year. So I looked into it and found out that I pay for a ticket just to get in, and I think it's half price. Maybe I'm wrong. And then the kids can also get into the aquarium for half price, and they can just tour the aquarium. But they also offer classes, and each class costs a certain amount of money. So if you pay for the class, you don't have to pay for the entrance fee for the kids. So my daughter took a class on fish anatomy, and my son took 2 classes, one on dissecting a squid, and a second, he went kind of behind the scenes of the aquarium. So he got to go up, to the top of the aquarium and look down into it and see all the shark fins come up out of the water. And so they talked about the filtration system and things like that. So we paid for that.
Okay, $41. That's almost what you'd pay for 3 people just to go to the aquarium anyway. But they got to go to classes and they got to dissect something, right? Okay. So they had fun. Let's see, best Christmas ever. You bought Kindle a new book and some workbooks, I guess. I think that's what that is. Oh, yeah. That might be some test prep stuff too.
No, that's the best Christmas pageant ever.
Okay.
So I bought Kendall her next reading book and her study guide, which I figured was a good book for after Christmas.
And then we also bought, the next thing, Iowa Basic Test Prep. You bought a bunch of test prep stuff because they have the Iowa Basics coming up soon.
Yeah, so they're going to get tested in March. I believe it's March. Yeah, the second week of March.
Okay.
And so I purchased some just little test prep booklets, especially for my daughter who's in 3rd grade and who has never done testing before. I just kind of wanted to give her an idea of what they kind of look like and what she's going to have to answer. And if she doesn't know how to answer it, how do you work it out? And what are they expecting to see as an answer? And we've been doing that since they came back from New Year's, from Christmas break.
Oh, okay.
So every day we do, depending on how involved it is, probably an average of 15 minutes of just test questions. And it focuses on language arts and English and on math. That's appropriate with their grade level. So, yeah.
Okay. So there's that. And then we had lunch at the aquarium, apparently. So there was that.
Okay.
We still got our rec monthly bill, so that covers all of us. So that's for swimming and me. So I've been going to the gym, trying to lose weight. But the kids keep going to the pool. And then we bought Corbin was getting close to done with his math, so we went and bought a bunch of, pretty much all of us his math, right?
Yeah, because, both of my kids are starting to get close to the end of their level in math. And so I went to Patrick and I said, okay, so we can either buy the next level for, $30. Or we can really plan ahead because, first of all, our son is just trucking through. He'll do a level every month and a half. Or we can plan ahead and order what I think our kids will need, not only for the rest of the academic year, but maybe also for summertime, possibly. Because if we got over $100, it was free shipping.
Yeah, so we just,
And they're going to need it anyway, so whether we order it now or we order just the next levels for $30 and then at the most 2 months from now order another set of levels. So we just went ahead and got everything.
Okay, then, let's see, we paid for some swim lessons, which I know Corbin sees in the swim team now, so he's doing that 2 nights a week. And then this is swim lessons for Corbin and Kendall?
Yeah, so Kendall will get swim lessons in the evening time, and then I also found a corresponding swim lesson for Corbin at the same time.
Oh, good.
But it's more advanced. So he's having a hard time with the butterfly stroke.
Everyone does.
Everybody does. So I found a class that they focus on teaching the butterfly stroke. And so I asked him if he was interested, and he was really interested. So I signed him up for those.
Okay.
And that's just for 4 weeks. Twice a week for 4 weeks.
And then the last thing we did is we spent a bunch of money on books, but for next year. And so this might be a good thing for anyone to do. You know, we're using My Father's World for a lot of our stuff. And they wisely know that people buy all their textbooks in September because they forget. And so that's normal price then. But now I'm sure they're not getting as much business. And so they gave, in February, or beginning of January, they gave, 25% off? Something like
so if you go to the website, they do a really good job explaining it. And I wouldn't have known about this if I didn't look up their math.
Oh.
So when I went up to order the levels, next levels for math, I saw that they were offering discounts just for, and this is only on My Father's World, just for the curriculum packages. And for this year, we're doing countries and cultures. So it's just like a whole world of countries and cultures. Next year, we're going to focus on from creation to the ancient Greeks. And so they offer a nice curriculum package that includes social studies and geography. And
just like we bought the big curriculum package this year, this is next year's.
This is next year's curriculum package. And if you order it at certain times, certain months, you get a certain discount off. And for January and February, if you ordered the curriculum packages, just the packages, not math, not language arts, none of those things, just the packages, you got 25% off. And I think in March it goes down to 20%.
Oh, okay.
And so they do it in increments.
Okay, so hey, always it's probably a good idea for companies that rely on homeschoolers. They probably have deals in January and February because that's probably their low month. So we went ahead and decided to pay all this money now because this is pretty much our next year's curriculum, just about all of it. And so we're going to pay it now, which kind of drains us down to zero right now for our budget. But then come September, we're not going to spend much.
For September, we've got our curriculum done. We might need to get an extra set of student sheets for our daughter. They didn't offer discounts on those, so there was no point in ordering them now. We can wait until later on. So student sheets we'll need. Math is done, unless they do something miraculous and really do well. I don't know. Language arts, maybe we'll have to order some things. So I would say a good 75% of next year's work and books are already ordered and here.
Yeah, good. Okay, so that's what we've bought since last time. Okay, what have we started? For me, I've been doing my dad time, so about half an hour a day, 4 days a week. And so I've been making curriculum I think they need every week, so I don't even know what I'm going to do next week right now. But the first thing we did was email. Since they have email accounts, they've never really used them. So I went ahead and taught them how to email, what CC is, what VCC is, how do you attach images. And so they've been sending emails back and forth to each other and to their grandparents. So they've been learning all those things. And now that they kind of know it, now I'm still, I think I just changed them. I'm forcing them to log in every day and check their email now because they kind of weren't, but they know how to do it all. Beyond that, let's see what else.
Typing is a big one.
Typing is really cool. So I hopefully am going to do an extra episode on this. And I'm not going to go over all the coolness of it, but typingclub.com very cool. So they've been learning typing. So I've been forcing them. I'm so mean. They're doing 15 minutes to half an hour every day doing this typing club thing. And it is really sweet, totally free. There are some paid versions for schools. But I hope to probably do a whole episode on this because you can actually, even for a school, there is a free version. And so we started out with just the free version, the normal login, but then I made a school. So we made our own private school so that I can actually better monitor what they're doing. And hopefully I'll do a whole video on that. But this is so good that I'm actually doing it because, many programmers are probably like me. We type fast because we do it so much. But a lot of us, if we didn't learn how to type right to begin with, and I did not, I type wrong. So I'm spending time every day trying to retrain my brain to type correctly. So it's been really good. So that's another thing we started. Other thing we finally started, and hopefully I'll do an episode on this too, is Bitsbox. And it's proven pretty well. The kids are starting to program a little bit with Bitsbox, and that's going really well. And hopefully in a month or two, I'll probably do an episode on that and show what's going on with that. And you've been...
about the only thing that's different in our daily teaching is the test prep. So we're trying to not necessarily pressure them and, you gotta do well on this testing. I just want to get them into that frame of mind and have them just practice some ideas. So we're just doing the test prep.
Okay. And then let's see. So that's pretty much everything we've started. Now, what have we stopped?
I have stopped spelling. So in the past, we have spelling power, and that takes about 15 minutes a day. I test them for 5 minutes. They go over their misspelled words for 5 minutes and then do an activity with those misspelled words for another 5 minutes, which is 15 minutes. But I have kind of pushed that on the back burner so I could give more time or put in the test prep time. So after the testing, I'll probably put spelling back in there.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
So.
Okay, so that's it. The only thing we've stopped doing. So anything neat that has happened? I have a few. Do you have anything neat since last time? No?
Nothing I can think of.
I mean, overall, we're starting to hit a stride, so things are going kind of good right now. And just the good normalcy. But the neat things for me is typing. The typing club has been going really well, and I like it. And the guys who coded this typing club, it's really cool. I like it. The other nice thing that's been neat is Bitsbox, because I'm a coder. I've tried to teach my kids to code a little bit in the past to very,
disgruntled?
Bad results. So much so that they told me they're never going to become coders, and they vowed to become farmers or something, that they're just, we'll never code. And so, but as a result of all that, but they're doing the Bitsbox, and I'm trying to lay off a little bit. So I'm teaching them a little bit, but I'm letting them do a lot of it on their own. And, so that's been working pretty well. Okay. What's been frustrating? I think nothing's been frustrating this time. It's
not too frustrating.
Going pretty well.
Sometimes I get frustrated with the test prep. First of all, there's a lot of big words in these test preps. Products and quotients and so you kind of have to explain to the kids what those words mean, and that it shouldn't be that frustrating. And then I'll sit down and we'll go through it, and they'll be like, well, that was pretty easy. That was fun. You just have to get past the big words and the fancy writing and just go back to the bare bones of mathematics. So, but other than that, this is the time when you come back from New Year's break to spring break where you just kind of find a stride and you just keep going.
Okay. So, not too bad. Okay, chatting. Okay, so one thing I had on my list for chatting was we're still doing our vision casting because I've been busy, and so we've got it probably 80% done. We just need to sit down and really go through the rest of it and chat it and then write it down and post it and memorize it and talk about it. Because, the people perish for lack of vision. You need a vision, a goal, and that can help motivate you, which I think the kids are doing great. I think we have the vision, but we probably couldn't articulate it as well. It'd be nice to get it down in 3 sentences. Then you can really articulate it. So, but what else? Vacation.
We're going on vacation for 2 weeks. So, one of the perks of homeschooling is you do get to take vacation
at weird times.
And not have to worry about school as far as public school. We would have never done this when the kids were in public school because that's just too much time. So our vacation is for 2 weeks. The first week, well, essentially I've told them, because it seems like they're growing in responsibilities and maturity, and it's really kind of cool.
Good.
I have told them that for the 2 weeks or the 14 days, I'm going to give them a lesson plan essentially for 5 out of those days. And they get to choose when they want to do it, when they want to complete the work. And so we just kind of sat down and just threw out some ideas, like we're going to be on an airplane for 4+ hours to get there and 4+ hours to get back. So that might be a good time to do some of the work.
I like that idea because our kids, they get down and they can work. So I think this is just a good idea. 4-hour plane trip each way. If we can say, here's some homeschool work. So for the first 2 hours, you have to do this. That at least burns 2 hours because without them getting frustrated, then after that, maybe they can, at least you burn half the time, right?
Well, it depends on the student. I can see one of our kids trying to get all 5 days worth of work done in 4 hours, which is not good quality work in my mind. And I can see my other student, sleeping the whole 4 hours. So, but they need to make those decisions themselves. So we've talked about opportunities like the airplane trip. We're going to be in a car, driving to certain places for a few hours. They could work on it then. I've also told them that, you're only going to this place and you've never been there and you might never go back. So if it were me, I wouldn't bring any work. Enjoy your time there.
We're going to have fun. Yeah, we're taking 2 weeks, but really we're really having 1 week of vacation. I'm taking 1 week off, and then I'm going to work remotely, which I do anyway. I work remotely. But that next week, I'm not going to be doing stuff with them. So that next week, they're going to do a little bit of homeschooling, just because 2 weeks. That's just the way. But if they don't want to, I should say we have some homeschooling planned. But if they don't do anything, that's fine.
No, that's not fine.
That's not fine. Oh, because they're going to be...
No, that's not fine. They have 5 days of schoolwork they need to complete over those 14 days. Now, whether they choose to do them the first week, or whether they choose to do it the second week, or whether they choose to dabble a little bit every day, or whether they choose to find opportunities where they have downtime and grab that time and do some work, they're more than welcome to.
And I think a vacation, they can take advantage of it and have a better time. Like, for example, let's say, this is not where we're going, but if we went to Yellowstone and you got Old Faithful and things like there, if we did that, and we probably will at some point.
That's really cool. We should.
That rather than just go, that before we go, we're going to say, hey, go do a paper on a geyser and tell me how old Yellowstone is, and do a few little things to research it, so that when they go there, they're gonna have more fun.
Yeah, which they're doing this week.
Which we are doing for some of the stuff we're going to see out there. So they're doing that. So they'll have some presentations for grandma and grandpa.
This is one of the perks of homeschooling. You get to take your work with you. This isn't get out of jail free card. Because I homeschool, I don't have to work for 2 weeks. That's not the message I want to send.
No, 2 weeks is a bit much.
But
if you want to take 1 week off, I don't think there's anything bad about that.
And I've told them, if this were me,
yeah, I
would just take 1 week off and not do any work, and then do all my work that second week.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also would probably do some on the airplane and things like that. So
we did do a vacation earlier with your mom, but that was kind of like we just took a week off, and it was near
here.
This is our first 2 weeks vacation kind of thing with the kids, and they'll be doing 5 days worth of work. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's gonna go fine, but
I think one child will do everything on their own, and the other child will need some reminders, which is okay.
That's how our kids are.
They're kids.
Mm-hmm. Each kid is different. Each kid learns a little differently, even the same household. So,
but we're gonna have a great time.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. Okay, yeah. We'll see how it goes, but I think take advantage of the fact that you're homeschooling. So, go to Disney World in February rather than, if that's what you're saying. It's not what we're doing in this case, but since I work from home and since they homeschool, I can go work remote somewhere for a while. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go visit some relatives and take 1 week off, work remote, but take advantage of the time because we can go someplace touristy in February rather than June, and we could do school a little bit in June if we want to. So take advantage of it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think that's all we got. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like. To subscribe, just click the subscribe button. Also, you can follow us on Twitter under the handle @myiqless, or check out our blog site at www.iqless.com.